Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name's Andy, Corporate Commander TFW, and I'm joined in this special interview room, which has no padded walls or padded cells anywhere, Mr. Jobby the Hong, known on the YouTube universe. How are you doing, sir?
I am very good. How are you?
Tired and warm, which is odd because it's mildly British here, so it's not the best weather, but I imagine it's a little bit toasty where you are, being on the
What is it,
West Coast?
For some strange reason, it's pretty hot today, actually, even though it's in the middle of fall, technically. Very strange weather here.
Does that affect your recording when you do videos and stuff? Because I remember
definitely affects my mood, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, I remember when I did videos and I had like lamps on and it was summer and I just wanted to die.
Yeah, it used to be like that for me when I first started. As I guess if you've been a long-time subscriber to my channel, I first recorded in a closet, and during the summer, during the hotter months, I wanted to die. It was definitely not a pleasant experience to record, but I kept doing it, and like it's always worth it once I get to edit. You know, editing's the process that I enjoy, but. Nowadays, I have my own little soundproof studio that's just in the middle of my dad's driveway, and I have air conditioning, and it's all good. I actually have the air condition on right now, and I'm chilling,
loving life. Well, with the aircon. Yeah, that's good.
That's right. Yeah,
I think
air conditioning is considered to be like the enemy of audio recording, but in my case, not so much.
No, when you're recording, it's all like, especially in a place that's hot, especially like America, air conditioning, endure it. Just have the aircon on, because
sure.
In the UK, obviously we have no aircon in our homes. The best we can do is a small fan next to our face, just blowing hot air back at us. And those are days where you wish aircon was the thing in these places.
Yeah. Funnily enough, I have air conditioning in my studio, but not in my bedroom.
Oh no. Those hot, sticky nights, they be coming.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, the first question I should ask you, for those not aware, is who is Jobby? Who is Jobby the Hong?
Well, I do toy reviews on YouTube, but when most people hear toy reviews, they have this preconceived notion of what a toy review would be. I guess the mainstream conception would be someone like Ryan's Toy Reviews, little kid, brightly colored thumbnails, all that good stuff. But when I do toy reviews, first of all, I take a look at collectibles geared toward an older audience, so higher end Transformers, Soul Shogoken, SH Figure Arts, like most things by Bandai when I think about it. And I try to bring a sense of humor. Well, edgy humor, some more mature, oriented humor, I suppose. I mean, not that the humor itself is mature; it's really immature, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I guess basically toy reviews with a sense of humor.
Is that how you originally started YouTube out, like with that in mind for what you wanted to do for videos, or was that like a process you've taken over the few many years at this point that you've done videos? Did you start off going, this is what I want to do, this is how I want to do them? Obviously in a much more basic sense than where you are now.
So when I first started out my channel, first of all, when I first started the channel, I was wanting to be a voice actor, but then, like, 2 years later after that, I just started doing toy reviews. But for my first toy review, I was watching a lot of, specifically, it was Bolt Matrix and Shartimus Prime. And those two guys I watched a lot, so I was actually, like, a toy review fan, like, Transformers toy reviews mainly. And I was also a big fan of, like, people like the Newgrounds guys, you know, Oni NG, Psychic Pebbles, Rice Pirate, and even like I was a big fan of Filthy Frank at the time too. And I kind of had the idea, like, yeah, what if I try to incorporate what I find funny while also talking about this really expensive figure that I was gonna buy, because it was a lot of money that seemed to be going nowhere. So I thought, hey, might as well do this for fun. It was pretty boring at the time, and yeah, I think the first full toy review that I did was for the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2014.
Oh wow!
And,
How long ago was that?
2014. Yeah.
20. Oh right! Wow. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a
Yeah.
5 year. Oof.
Yeah. It's
I
been
hate
a
that
while.
passage of time. Makes me sad.
And me too. It makes me. Well, if you don't mind me asking, how long have you been watching the channel?
How long? I think the big one where I was like, okay, sit down, gonna stick with this guy, gonna keep my peepers on him, was the Shin Godzilla, because the production that was really ridiculously high, especially for a toy review. I was like, okay, this guy's he's putting so much heart and he's putting so much work and editing into his video, and then he's also doing incredible amounts of audio work as well. I was like, oh god damn, I need to pay attention to this guy, because he's really putting his all into it, and that's what drew me to the channel. And the funnies, I laughed as well. So
of course, I really appreciate it, man.
No, I've tried doing, when I say audio work, like I don't really consider doing the podcast audio work, because it's just like, just get rid of background noise, make sure everybody's in time, and keep the levels nice. And then like when I say audio work, I mean like you've done like songs and stuff, and you sing and you make the music as well for it for the most part, right?
Yeah.
That to me is a thing that is beyond me. It's not part of my skill set, so I think it's really impressive when someone can do the entire visual media plus the audio side as well.
Well, I'm glad that you stuck with me. It's been I think it's actually been exactly 1 year since that video came out.
It's been interesting as well to kind of go back and see how you've evolved as well over time. You know, obviously you got better equipment. The way you've delivered your dialogue as well has changed dramatically.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think in your much earlier videos you had the more I don't know whether you used the script. Did you use the script earlier on?
I did, yeah. Actually, my first ever toy review, the Godzilla 2014, I didn't use a script. And then at a certain point, I believe it was when I did, I think it might be the Revoltech Hello Kitty, a really small video. No, not a lot of people have watched it, but I think immediately after that, I did like Figma Ryuko Matoy, and that's when the whole Swivel here thing happened. And around that time, that's when I started using a script. And you could immediately tell, compared to the videos that came before that video, it felt more delivered, you could say. It felt more read.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that just kind of evolved or devolved, depending on your perspective, into a very put upon voice, put upon delivery.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Yeah.
It felt like you raised the pitch of your voice a little bit and trying to give yourself a bit more, maybe not enthusiasm, maybe pep. Maybe pep's the word I want to use.
Yeah.
And now you're just
I
more
think,
natural.
Right. I think enthusiasm is also like I wore enthusiasm like a shirt. You know, it didn't come naturally. It didn't feel natural, in my opinion. Like looking back at them now, I can definitely see that, and it's because I could see that I decided to kind of loosen up on my scripts, on my writing. I don't write videos anymore as much as I do just outline them.
Right, it's more like a bullet point, like you want to cover these points.
Exactly, more bullet points, and then depending on where the bullet points take me, that's where, like when I'm recording, I look to the outline to keep me from rambling on too long, and I feel like I've got a good system right now.
Out of interest, how long does it usually take you to do a video? Would you say, like, on average, like there are going to be outliers, like the Masterpiece Optimus Prime 3.0, which obviously takes a lot longer because you need to show the transformation.
Oh, and even the Shin Godzilla review took like a month.
Oh yeah, I could believe that.
But for a typical review, for stuff like the Voltron review, even the Devilman review, I would say Well, no, the Devilman review because of the extra footage for the Swivelman no Uta stuff. That took its own day. But on average, without any like crazy skits, without any special effects or anything like that, 3 days.
Okay, yeah, that's a large chunk of work, I would say as well, which is again something that I personally like to see. 'Cause, you know, there's a big range of reviewers out there who like to sit down and just record, and that's perfectly fine. But for me, to see
I actually take a lot from that kind of workflow. I like how naturally some people can just sit down in front of a camera and just talk. I do admire that, and I try to bring a little bit of that into my work. But where I want to differentiate myself on that, I don't want to say necessarily improve upon that, but to differentiate myself from that is in the editing. What I cut out. It's a huge part of my philosophy when it comes to these videos is what can I cut out and still deliver the same amount of information, or how efficiently can I deliver this information?
How much usually gets cut, would you say then?
Well, typically when I sit down and record a video, the raw footage can be up to anywhere like an hour or 2 hours and 30 minutes. In the case of MP44 Optimus Prime, the raw footage was 2 hours and 30 minutes.
I imagine almost a lot of that was just like transformation, like getting the right shot for the transformation. Yeah,
and not only that, I have a tendency, if you can tell how I'm speaking right now, I have a tendency to ramble. I have a tendency to kind of take one topic and roll with it, and a lot of that in the editing bay gets cut out because it's not necessary to the overall message of the video.
Let me tell you that's really useful for podcasting, which you probably already know.
Yeah, for sure. It's useful for streaming too, which I've been doing recently. Yeah.
Yes, because you've stopped doing Jobby, and you've now moved it on to is it Jobby 2? Is that right?
Yeah, Jobby 2, the second channel. Yeah. It's just the channel's just dedicated to anything that's not a toy review, and mostly streams, but from now on, I'm not gonna upload anything that's not a toy review to the toy review channel.
Okay.
Unless it's like a merch promo, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, was that a decision just to try and keep the audience on Jobby just for that, while anyone who wants to see anything extra would go to Jobby 2, just to kind of separate the audience?
Exactly. Just to keep the channel cleaned up, because just looking at the numbers. Whenever I do something that's not a toy review, most people on the main channel don't watch, and that makes total sense because it's not what they subscribe for. Sure. So if there are fans who want to see things that I do that are not toy reviews, that's what the second channel's for. Yeah, I just think it makes sense.
When you do your streams, is it mainly the drawing, or is it gaming as well, or is it a mix of both?
It's mainly gaming and drawing.
Okay. Yeah. Have you always been a fan of drawing? Was it just another thing you kind of wanted to put out there and be like, yeah, I do some drawings. Maybe join me and have a watch of the things I draw?
Well, drawing was actually my career goal for a long portion of my life.
Oh, what was it that you wanted to specialize in?
Animation.
Oh, animation specifically. Okay, like 2D animation.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And I went to college for it, and but it was in the middle of my college tenure that I decided to drop it and do toy reviews because I found that people were watching, and I felt I was making more progress within YouTube rather than the animation field.
Right.
But as you notice, and as many people notice, I still like to draw more of as a hobby, and I'm still just for fun developing my skills.
Is it a thing you do to relax? Like, you just like, even when you're not saying like doing a stream, you maybe like kick back on the toilet and like whip out a sketch or something?
Occasionally, yeah.
Okay, yeah, specifically the toilet, because that's why I imagine artists do this
specifically
stuff.
The toilet. No, I have never drawn on the toilet.
Well, tip for the future.
Of all the things I've done on the toilet, drawing has not been one of them, surprisingly.
Not even with a glass of wine in one hand, pen and notepad in the other. Just
no, it sounds like a good idea, though.
Yeah, well, you know. It's the British class coming through, and what can I say?
That's true. That's true. Very classy.
I like to think so. One finger out while tipping the wine down your mouth.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
One for me, one for the toilet.
straight through.
Just
straight through. Why not? Yeah. How did you then create the characters of like Swivel Man and all your other characters? Were they just things that popped into your mind?
Yeah. So for Swivel Man, a lot of people asked me about that after the Devilman review. Because it's like, how did you even come up with this thing in the first place? And it wasn't anything special, really. It was just when the character debuted, it was in the Spider-Man 2 review, I believe it was. It was a review for a Spider-Man 2 figure, and that was around the time when the swivel gag was popular. So I'm like, I kind of want to do a Spider-Man parody, but I need some kind of character to express this parody song. Like, I want to include the song in here, but I want it to be visually interesting. And I had this pink shirt in my closet, and then I had a beanie because that was also around the time when I was covering my face. And yeah, that just happened. It's like, oh, guy with pink shirt, funny. that's really the origin of Swivel Man.
See, in a strange way, from my perspective, it seems to almost be a reaction to either YouTube or to the commenters. Like Swivel Man was a reaction, obviously, to the, like you say, the swivel joke. The Gundam Ghost seemed to be a reaction to the commenters, very politely asking for more Gundam reviews, of course.
Yes, yeah.
Of course.
It's actually gotten worse after the gag.
Oh, no.
Which is expected. I kind of expected that going in, but I just thought it'd be funny, so I went ahead with it anyway.
And obviously the I can't remember what his name is. The guy with the big wig, the demonetized guy.
No, Benny Fine.
Yeah,
who's named after a real guy, by the way.
No, really?
Yeah, no one has pointed that out. Like, a lot of people don't realize that, but the whole Benny Fine character was actually, I played him during the whole React World scandal, if you remember that on YouTube.
I don't actually know.
You know?
No.
Do you know the Fine Bros?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah. So there was a time when they were introducing this, I don't really know what it was, but it was like React World, where they were trying to trademark the reaction content.
Right. Yeah,
and a lot of people called them out, rightly so, including me. And that's where Benny Fine came from. And Benny Fine is just the one with the glasses. So he's named after a real guy.
Wow, that's mad.
Yeah.
It means, I suppose, in the future, new characters could develop depending on either what happens with the channel or what YouTube does or anything, I suppose, which is interesting.
Yeah. It really isn't. There really isn't any like giving myself away as a hack fraud, but there really isn't any like long-term kind of thought or mythology put into it. It's just like whatever I think is funny at the time, I'll just make it into a character, then occasionally bring them back.
Can we not have the mythos of Jobby the Hong? That sounds like a really fun thing.
The mythos of
Jobby the Hong.
Yeah, the lore, the deep lore of Jobby the Hong.
Well, we could have a whole YouTube channel dedicated to the lore of Jobby the Hong. And then conspiracy websites splinter off from that, explaining where did Jobby come from? Where'd Swivelman? What's Swivelman's origin? And how does he exist in the world?
And it's funny because the Shin Godzilla review kind of planted that seed in people's minds that there is this deeper mythology to the channel, and I'm loving every second of it.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's how it should be. Well, that's how it hopefully should be when you're doing something creative. It should be fun and not horrible, monotonous. Nightmare.
No, and that's really something. Especially after doing this thing for 5 years, it's really something that I've actively attempted to never make this boring for myself.
Yeah.
Because if it's boring for me, then it'll be boring for everybody. If you don't enjoy the content you're making, it will show in the content you're making. Yeah, it's a practical reason to not be bored.
So we've had I think 3 or 4 eras of Jobby. We had No Face Jobby, which was you never appeared on camera. We had In the Closet Jobby.
That's right.
Then we had the classic Batman mask Jobby, and now we've gone for showing his thigh Jobby.
That's right. Pantless Jobby.
Pantless Jobby, yeah.
Technically, I never wear pants while I record, but just nowadays I've been showing it. So
Giving it a good old slap and meat slap.
good
just for
old
the
meat
fans.
slap. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have like right now. It's just I've kind of moved away from the mask. You call it the shades era, I guess.
Yes. Was that a thing for comfort? Because I imagine
Yes.
the Batman mask couldn't be the most comfortable
No,
thing ever.
definitely, because... And also, whenever I do make public appearances from now on, I don't have to wear this clunky mask that gives me tunnel vision. I can't... Like, that mask really destroyed my peripheral vision.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
And also, it's like a... I suppose like a... How do I call it? I don't want to say philosophical, but it is really kind of... The idea that the mask kind of added a extra barrier between me and the audience.
Ah, okay.
Because for new viewers, how I saw it, it's very alienating to see someone with a mask. It feels inauthentic in a way. No matter how I'm speaking, it feels inauthentic that I'm wearing a mask. So I feel that sunglasses keeps my well, you know, I do have a trouble staring at the camera, so sunglasses do mitigate that while also being a little more, I guess, say human, a little more human to the audience. Because most people, more people wear sunglasses than they do Batman masks.
Well, we don't know that for sure. I don't go out during the night, so I don't know what's like out there.
You know what?
It's a hell town.
You know what? You make a point. That mask was also from like a random swap meet from Thailand. So maybe in Thailand they wear those masks every night. So
it's just how they defend the city.
it's just how.
from
Yeah,
gangsters,
that's right. That's right.
know.
Oh, they need it there.
Criminals are a suspicious bunch.
That's right. They're a superstitious and cowardly lot.
That's the one. You know
Yeah.
the quote. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's also a reason why I wore the Batman mask in the first place. I am a Batman fan.
Of the animated series, like was that? Or you like going all the way back to like old school Golden Age comics?
Just the lore in general. Mostly the animated series for sure, because I'm not that old. So yeah.
No, same. Yeah, that's a hell of a show.
Mm-hmm.
Chef's kiss.
No, it's a hell of a show. There's some good writing in there. Excellent characters. Some of the best representations of his rogues gallery there's ever been.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm always sad that it's over in a lot of ways. I know we have more Batman stuff. We have like a plethora of Batman stuff over the years, but I always kind of go back to Batman the animated series, sit down and go, oh, this is just good. Some of it's not, in retrospect. Some of the episodes aren't great, but a lot of it's really good.
Yeah, definitely. Like the big melodramatic, well, not melodramatic, but the big emotional beats are really well done. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to change this to a Batman podcast, but I could talk about Batman forever. Well, not not the movie, but the character. I could talk about Batman.
You could. I think you could easily talk about Batman: Mask of the Phantasm for a long time.
Yeah,
maybe
for sure.
The best Batman movie.
Yeah. I mean, it is definitely up there for me personally, but a controversial opinion. It's not my favorite, but it is definitely a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like. What don't I enjoy about Mask of the Phantasm? I can't really say right now because I haven't seen it in a while, but
it gets a bit slow in the middle with the flashbacks. The flashbacks are a bit wonky here and there. All right.
And I just, for someone, everyone's got their own version of Batman, but for me, the Batman that I have in my head wouldn't be so influenced by love, if that makes sense.
Okay,
or love of a significant other and not the love of his parents, Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. That makes sense to me.
I don't know. That's why I've also haven't. I'm not too big on the whole League of Shadows stuff. I'm actually not too familiar or too into the Ra's al Ghul and the Talia al Ghul aspect of the Batman mythos.
Right.
And I can't see how Talia can be the love of his life. That's just me though.
She's hot. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's just me.
And she kicks his ass. I'm sure there aren't a huge. Well, no, actually, with Bruce Wayne, there's probably a lot of women who can kick his ass. Who knows?
If anything, my ship is Batcat.
Oh, Batcat. Okay.
Yeah.
Batman and Catwoman.
Yeah.
Right. Not like a literal cat.
Right.
Because that'd be weird. No judging.
Batman and Catman. I mean Catwoman.
Oh, yeah. He's a handsome boy. He was
right.
in some good comics as well back in the day. I
don't think I've read any story with Catman in there. I've just seen some of the cartoons.
Oh yeah, Secret Six. He had a good run in that. I can't remember how long the good run was, but it was good. It was fun.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was going to change subjects. So I'll let you go.
Go for it.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, from looking at how your videos are now, are there things you're currently looking at improving or wanting to change, or is it one of those things that you think it'll just be a natural flow? You're not like specifically looking to change anything at the moment.
I'm always looking to improve my delivery, my timing and editing, and also the efficiency of how I can deliver the information. That's always what I'm looking to improve. And also
that's a hard thing. That's just a thing that happens.
Entertainment-wise, I always want to keep it entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever watching people either on TV or in movies or on YouTube itself, and you see something and you're like, oh, that's an interesting way of presenting information, or doing an edit or a cut or something, and think I'd like to incorporate something similar to that into my future videos?
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking at other content creators all the time, and not just content creators, but movies, TV, just a wide variety of influences.
Yeah, I mean that's good. It's good to allow yourself to be open to lots of different ideas.
For sure, because
everything in.
Because as they say, nothing really is original. Like everything that we do, it's kind of a remix of something that's been done. Yeah, but I just want to keep it as true to myself as possible.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give your own flavor to it.
Yeah, exactly. Because out of everything that's not original, the one thing that can truly be original is you. Everyone's unique.
Oh, that's a good inspiration. That's a fucking t-shirt right there.
Hey, I'll look into it.
No, that's a really nice little. That's a nice little sentiment, though. It's like, oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah. If there's one thing people can take from this podcast, there you go. One thing. Yeah.
So when was it that you started getting into doing your own music? Is that was that the same with drawing? Has that always been just a part of your life, or is that something you've kind of dipped into more to add more to your videos?
What's been more part of my life than making music is singing. I've always liked singing, and it's because when I was really young, my parents would always make me and my sister sing karaoke for their amusement, and just because of that, we got training. And I feel that I'm a competent singer, and I've always liked singing. But as a natural byproduct of that, I started to look at music in a different way. I've started to break down music and kind of made melodies to myself, and it really was very recent that I tried to make my own stuff. And most of it, I gotta give a big shout out to my friend Omar, also known as Swivel, who has been my musical collaborator for the last 2 songs that I made. Okay. He's much more musically inclined than I am. I just provide lyrics and vocals. Yeah.
So does he give the beats and everything and how the tune will sound?
He's the one that creates the, like, for Red Dress. If people haven't heard Red Dress yet, I highly recommend you do.
Yep.
But that's his baby. He created that melody, and we kind of worked together to make the lyrics a big room reference, and I kind of like went off and wrote the lyrics and sung the lyrics for him, and yeah, but it started with him, man. It started with him.
That's cool. Yeah. Again, that's another way to keep the channel fun and keep videos fun, to like collaborate with a friend.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really cool. Yeah, I like that.
I'm blessed with talented friends.
That's yeah. If you can surround yourself with other people who are talented, even maybe not especially, but also in different fields, that's amazing.
Oh, for sure.
That's super.
Yeah.
That's super fun. Just because you can
You just get
shop.
different, and you get like different perspectives. From anything, it's great.
With Omar, when you talk about shows and TV and everything like that, does he look at it more from a musical side, or does he see like program or something again from a similar side for you, but can also dip into the musical side of things?
It's a mix of both. He mostly works it digitally, so
Right.
he has a very musical mind, but he's definitely technically skilled as well with the audio editing, compression, equalization, all that good stuff.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, he's also the one that mixed and mastered the Who No cover from Shin Godzilla. So
Oh, wow. Cool.
so technically, he was also my collaborator for that one. Although I provided all of the that's a song that I wrote the melody to myself. Well, it's a cover, but you know what I mean. I wrote the arrangement for it myself. Yeah. But he's the one that kind of tightened it up and made it. He mixed and mastered it.
Have you done any live singing of these songs for fans in like meetings and stuff like that?
No,
or
I
get together?
haven't, and not a lot of people have suggested that, but it is something that I would love to do.
Jobby always reaching behind, like, I've got this microphone, guys. I'm just saying, I could sing the song.
Yeah. It's something that I never expected myself to enjoy, because I like to think of myself as a pretty introverted person and not very I don't like to stand out, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
But when I have karaoke with my friends, or even like a public karaoke bar, I love getting up on stage and just letting it loose.
Ah, cool. That's
Yeah.
that sounds like Retzko right there.
Oh yeah,
From Agresco.
I guess so.
Yeah.
No, but Retzko lets loose in an
angry way.
room, but well, yeah, in an angry way, and also she's in her little karaoke booth. But for
Yes.
me, if there's like a karaoke night somewhere and like random people are just come, like an open mic night, like I'd be down to go up there and just let it loose.
That's yeah. It's. Did you ever think you'd incorporate song into YouTube when you first started?
No.
One of those things that just was. Oh,
it just
why not
happened.
do
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
You know what though?
Hmm?
I can't really say that. I was thinking of it from the terms of incorporating music into like my typical toy reviews, but my actual first toy review technically was me singing "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You" to my 24-inch long NECA Godzilla figure.
Oh God,
So
yeah.
I guess right from the get-go I was singing.
Wow,
But
that's how it started.
But I never expected me to sing within the typical toy review format. Yeah.
Will it be something that you think you'll save for just like special occasions, for either a toy that you're really into and really want to make a big statement about, or like milestones or something like that?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on what the figure asks. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Talking about figures, is there, like, you mentioned Bandai, are there like specific toy lines or a series? Obviously, Godzilla is one of them. That you
SH
like,
Monster Art specifically.
are these like things that are like must-haves for you, like, rather than just, oh yeah, this is something I kind of like. It'd be a fun thing to review for the channel, or rather, this is something that I gotta have this. This is something I need for me.
That is an excellent question, and I will say it's a mix of both.
That's good. Because I remember, like, in the earlier days of like YouTube toy reviews, there were sometimes people got the toys just to review them, and I was always like, oh, that's a shame. I mean, you obviously do what you want with your channel, but for me, I only buy things that I want.
Of course.
Yeah.
And just to sidestep a little bit, just a question for you. It sounds like that you're familiar with the toy review scene on YouTube, right?
Yeah, I was never like in quotations successful, but I did stuff. Yeah.
I see. So you're aware of people like Shartimus Prime and Bolt Matrix,
yes.
Pia, Vangelis.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Bobby Skullface,
Oh,
Rocket Punch Army.
we're aware of Evangelist here on Moonbase too. We've had encounters.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I met up with Chris for BotCon in like 2011. We've had him on the podcast a few times as well.
Oh, nice.
So.
Oh, and I know that you had Theo on.
That's right. Yes.
Right.
Not
right.
last year, but the year before, I think it was. Yeah. I was like, "Come here, Thu. Let's get you on for a talkins."
Right. Yeah,
that was fun.
Like...
That was we were able to do that in person, which is always.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's always something better, you know. This is great. Obviously, what we can do here. Thank the powers for Skype to a point.
Right.
To a point. But doing the podcast in person is so much better.
Oh,
I wish
for
I could do them more often.
Yeah. I would do more live podcasts if I could, but a lot of the offers I've gotten have been from overseas. So...
Oh, really? Okay, really? I thought like there'd be a lot, at least in the United States continent. Obviously, not that you can go all over the US with ease.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just have to keep an eye out on in my email. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting to see how some people have gone and some people have stayed for the toy reviews, and Thu is one who's stuck around for a long time and evolved as well, which is really good.
Yeah.
One of the things that stopped me from reviewing as well, for the most part, was I got a DSLR, and the autofocus is a nightmare, and I feel like the camera wants me to die. As like every 10 I try and get a 10-second clip, and it just goes in and out, and it's a loud in and out focus as well, so you have to go manual.
Sounds like a cheap one. How much was this camera?
About 300 or something, I think. I know. This was when I got it, so it's like the what is it? I can't tell from here. I got it a few years back. And I think when I was asking people for recommendations, they recommended one, but it wasn't one that did everything I was wanting it to do.
I see.
One of those things, unfortunately.
So it was more of a struggle with the technology?
Yeah, that and feeling a lot less creative with home life work, as I work fairly long hours technically.
Yeah.
And that kind of drained a lot of my, let's go and do stuff. So the podcast was a good outlet for creativity in a lot of ways as well.
That's good, as long as you have some kind of outlet.
Yes, for the most part. And I still get to enjoy the toys, you know.
Right.
I'm looking at the desk, unfortunately, full and mucky with toys everywhere, but, you know, that's how it goes.
Do you collect mostly Transformers?
No, I am, at the moment, no, because I've said this on the main show, so a lot of the audience will know this, but a lot of the current mainline Transformers are just sticking with G1 aesthetic, which has gotten, for me, very tiresome, and me and my friend Mikey, who does the podcast as well, we feel it's creatively stagnant as a franchise, because it's just like, here's more G1, here's more G1, here's more G1, and it's like...
No, that makes total sense.
More. Yeah, especially since, you know, we had Beast Wars, completely different. Even the Japanese stuff was so very unique in its style. Generations had its own unique style, and now we've hit like Powers of the Prime onwards, and it's just G1. It's like, oh, okay. But I've got Gundams. I've got some Figmas from Fate, Konosuba. I got some Kamen Rider stuff. If I didn't mention that, Mini-Pla. That's fun. I'm enjoying building at the moment.
Cool.
That's quite fun to do, you know, shaving away. And I can't paint for tiddles, but it's fun just to put something together and go, hey, I like that. Yeah, that's kind of my jam. Robots, lots of robots.
Same. The majority of what I collect is also robotic.
Yeah. Was that something? Because for me as a kid, like, it was Transformers that kind of got me into the idea of robots. I think. What was the thing that drew you into not Transformers, but to robots specifically, is your kind of thing?
Well, same as you, Transformers.
Yeah, it was running on TV at the time, was it?
Yeah. My first Transformers franchise was Beast Wars.
Oh, okay.
And but I did enjoy like the Unicron trilogy and even Robots in Disguise to a certain extent. I'm trying to think. Oh, Bionicle. That's also
yeah.
Yeah, I loved Bionicle back then.
What was the line that took place before Bionicle? Because I remember seeing them in London when I was like really young, and they had these little flippy disc things and a springy arm. I can't remember what they were called. People out there will know, I'm sure.
I don't know about the specific branding or the specific theme of it, but I know that there was like an umbrella brand called Lego Technic, and that was those were the Legos that weren't the traditional Lego bricks.
Yeah, it was probably in that. It was before Bionicles, though, but I'm not sure how much before. Yeah. No, for me, Transformers, because it was a little bit later on in the UK, was my first one was the Monster Pretender, if you remember those guys.
Oh,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a hair before my time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I can't remember how young I was, but then we got the gold reissue boxes here in the UK, so I was able to kind of enjoy the 80s Transformers in the 90s, which was quite lucky, I suppose, in a lot of ways.
That's cool.
What was your first Godzilla film as well? Because Godzilla's clearly been a big influence on you. Because I mean, look at your logo, all Godzilla.
Well, here I have a strange relationship with Godzilla because I'm more of a Transformers fan than I am a Godzilla fan. Okay. But I decided to make the logo Godzilla because my first review was Godzilla, so I was kind of honoring the roots of the channel, I suppose. And my first Godzilla film was the one with Matthew Broderick, technically.
Oh wow, yeah, that would have been me. The same for me as well.
Yeah.
So I didn't hate it as a kid.
No, me neither. I was all in on it.
Yeah. Granted, I don't know about you. I only came really into Godzilla like I wouldn't say I'm a massive Godzilla fan in itself, but I someone said, "I'll watch this one." I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And it was Final Wars, and I was like, "Oh my god, this shit's nuts!" And I loved it. And I've yet to have a Godzilla movie top Final Wars for me because it's so crazy.
I see. I still haven't seen Final Wars, but the few Godzilla movies that I have seen, I did really enjoy. Well, there's the two American ones that recently came out, of course. But Shin Godzilla and the original Godzilla, I really like those as films.
Yeah, I felt Shin Godzilla was a weird one. Not in a bad way, but it was interesting to see how it was much more of a almost a realistic take on how the government deals with it. Though it was sometimes quite hard to follow. Like, oh, this is the Minister of Agriculture, and it's how they're interacting with everybody. It was
that's the thing about the film. It intentionally creates this feeling of you're not looking at individuals, you're looking at Japan itself as a main character. Yeah, so like all those subtitles that fly by, you're not really supposed to read them. They're just kind of for expositional purposes, but really the main point is to see the natural disaster or a national crisis from I guess a bureaucratic perspective. Yeah. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the satire. I enjoyed the filmmaking in there. If anyone's watched Evangelion, you could see a lot of influence in there because same director.
Yep. I really don't like Evangelion myself, but I appreciate what it has done, and I appreciate the artistry in it. But I just hate it as a storyteller.
That's fair. I love Evangelion, but I can definitely see the criticisms brought upon it.
Yeah.
But Godzilla, not, as I said before, it's not something that I have this huge nostalgic attachment to. It's just I look at it the same way how I see Shartimus Prime's Shartimus logo. It's clearly a Transformers themed name, but his forte is Marvel Legends. Yeah, or DC Collectibles, or those more humanoid figures. Yeah, I kind of see it that way, where it's kind of honoring the roots of your channel with the logo, in a sense. Well,
I would definitely like if you want just like. Final Wars ain't got no deep message. Don't worry about that. If you just want like Godzilla kicking the shit out of things, I heard some good
things about Final Wars in that sense.
it's almost kind of Tokusatsu Kamen Rider as well, as you have superpowered dudes kicking the shit out of each other. It's so much fun. I love it. It's over the top and just like silliness, and that tickles me.
I feel Tokusatsu is one of those things that I haven't dug deep into that genre, but I feel like if I did, I would be really into it.
Tokusatsu. It's a slippery slope because, granted, if you pick the wrong series to start from, you just go, oh, it's all terrible. But there's some really good stuff, and obviously
I've gotten
really
some
bad
pretty
stuff.
good recommendations that I might check out. But
what are you being recommended out of interest?
Kamen Rider Game.
Game. Yes, that's
one of them.
Genu so you should enjoy that.
Yeah. Big Magica fan. So
He's a mean writer.
That's a good
he's
way
unpleasant.
to put it. Yeah,
I remember at one point I was just like,
he's either mean to his characters or mean to the audience.
oh, he's usually both in a lot of ways.
Yeah, usually both.
Oh, and they're so good.
And to tie it into Godzilla, I was actually not a fan of Monster Planet.
Oh, did he do that one?
Mm-hmm. That was his movie, and I was not a fan. And it was I know it was the first part of a trilogy, but that first part did not make me want to see the two other parts.
Right.
Yeah.
Was that the CGI one?
Yes, it was the CGI one. And
yeah,
it wasn't because of the CGI. The animation was fine. It was just how it was written. Very exposition heavy. Very I'm fine with exposition because I like Shin Godzilla, but this movie kept repeating information. It also goes back to the efficiency of delivering information. It was very inefficient.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Mikey is much more the Godzilla fan, so he's told me a bit about it, and I heard what the concept of Ghidorah was, and I thought the concept behind what it was weird but kind of interesting. But for the most part, I heard it was, like you say, kind of messy storytelling. Yeah. Which is a shame. But hey, anything that Gen Urobuchi usually does, I'm usually in for. Like, have you seen? Like, it's not maybe the best written show, but have you seen Thunderbolt Fantasy?
No, I haven't.
That's all done in the Taiwanese marionette-styled puppets, like the entire show.
Interesting.
So from an artistic point of view, it's fascinating to watch because like they go, oh, marionettes fighting, how can that be cool? And you see what they're doing. And you're like, okay.
Is that a potential reference to what was it, Thunderbirds?
Imagine those puppets, but like with Chinese swords jumping across the screen, slicing each other. There was another show that was like Thunderbirds back in the day, which it was using Taiwanese marionette puppetry footage, but I can't remember what it was called.
That's interesting.
It was fairly famous. It's like I say, the story for it is not the best. It's very kind of cookie cutter kind of story. Just from an artistic standpoint, just to see how it was done and how it was filmed. It's like the Dark Crystal show. The new one. It's at the very least, the story was good for that. But it's worth seeing at the very least, just for the artistic. Yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah, artistic value.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend it.
The Gen Urobuchi. Have you seen Psycho-Pass?
It's one I got one episode in, and then for some reason I stopped. I hear it's meant to be really good though, right?
It's really good.
Is season 2 good, or is that just kind of like?
I'm not too big on season 2, but season 1 was brilliant.
That's where it's at. Okay.
Yeah, season 2 just kind of... Season 2 was when Gen Urobuchi, instead of slightly slapping the audience, he decided to murder the audience. It was very mean-spirited and very dark to a point where it wasn't even enjoyable anymore.
Oh, wow.
Opinion.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. Huh.
Yeah.
It might be worth watching just to see what that's like.
I mean, it's not terrible. It's just personal preference.
Sure, yeah. If it like kind of instills those feelings in me, in some ways, I suppose that's a good thing, even if I hate it.
Yeah,
because it's better than like mediocrity. Because I mentioned on the show that we recorded on Monday that I finished a series called Gundam Build Divers, which is so lackluster in anything. It hurt me.
UC all the way, baby.
Yeah, it's UC is good. I actually today finished off the Origin.
I still gotta watch that. I saw the first one. I gotta see the other 2 parts.
2? Oh, son.
Right? There's 3 of them?
There's 6.
There's 6. Oh,
there's 6.
Snap. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll check it out.
It's because I found out today it's either 6 movies or 13 episodes, but I don't know what the difference between the episodes is. If they've cut out anything or if they've added anything, I couldn't tell you.
Nice.
But the movies were good. I was like, oh, okay.
No, that first one was awesome.
Yeah, it continues to be very good and quite moving in places, which I was like, oh, that's nice. It makes me depressed in a lot of ways because then I go, the original Gundam series, although is a classic, is from 1979 and has pacing issues. I don't mind so much the animation issues, but just the general. Not a lot happens.
Right. It is a problem with the pacing for that show, but it still holds up in a lot of elements.
Yeah, a lot of the concepts and the ideas work. There's just a lot of like fluff in between the really good parts.
And even this is gonna be a controversial opinion for Gundam fans, but I did not get or really care about the whole Lala plot. Like, that was weird. Like, when they introduced the whole new type element, it felt very shoehorned in there. It was like a concept that Tomino wanted to go in depth with, but he kind of introduced it at the last minute.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, and then stories within that universe act as if that Lala was a big deal. Like in Char's counterattack when he's having flashbacks of her, it's like, I barely know this character. What's going on?
This is why, like, when I finished today, I was like, I would love to see like Gundam Revive, where it just redoes that series and either reduces the number count and just
tightens up the plot.
And add stuff in just to make things like you say, new types work instead of it just being like, here are just new types, and you go, what?
Yeah, exactly. And then this random lady that Char and Amuro have a connection to for some reason, and they care about irrationally.
Yeah.
So, although I say UC all the way, I'm actually more interested in the side stories of the UC. So,
8th Mobile Suit Team.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. 8th Mobile Suit Team, War in the Pocket, Thunderbolt, of course. Thunderbolt is one of my favorites.
I haven't actually watched that yet. It's like 6 episodes.
It's very short.
Yeah, I've heard. I was asking people on Twitter today.
They compiled the episodes into one movie, and it's great.
Is it like because I was asking people on Twitter today because I was interested. What is it? One, was it worth watching? And two, are the movies worth watching over the series since it is a episode compilation effectively? Like, is it better just to watch them as episodes, or is it better to watch them as a movie?
I think at this point you should just watch the movie. The movie's called December Sky, and it's a pretty straightforward compilation of all the episodes, but during the last stretch they add in extra footage that kind of is a bit of fan service for people who saw the original series.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Which is really cool. I really enjoyed seeing certain events from the original series reanimated. If that makes sense.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Without getting into spoilers.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm personally, for me, I'm either 8th Mobile Suit Team as my favorites. It's either 8th Mobile Suit Team, after War X, I think it's called, or G Gundam. G Gundam.
Oh,
G
Gundam.
Fun. It's fun.
Yeah, G Gundam's one that I didn't see, but I hear a lot of good stuff about it.
It's so silly.
Like
we need a Tequila Gundam kit. We need Neptune Gundam.
Yeah, and I'm glad that G Gundam does get attention from Bandai sometimes, but they gotta go deeper in.
Yeah,
they gotta go deeper in. Like they gotta move away from the God Gundam and what was it, the Devil Gundam? And,
the Master Gundam.
Yeah, they gotta get more deep into like, give us the one with the dragon hands, give us the Tequila Gundam, give us the one that looks like an American football player.
Yes,
come on.
I love all of them because they're just like, you look at them and you're like, oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So silly. Though I could see people getting angry about it in today's age, which is disappointing.
Oh, because of all the cultural stereotypes, right?
Yes. Yeah, there is a lot of that, but I don't feel it was done in a mean-spirited way.
There's no malice in it.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't think so. I liked Zebra Gundam. He was neat. He had a Zulu shield for some reason. It was great. It's like, what?
We need kits of all of those guys, even if they're high grades. So.
I mean, Windmill Gundam. He's from Denmark. It's great.
We just need some form of plastic representation for all these great designs.
I say so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. And when I think about it, yeah, I actually did see a little bit of G Gundam, just like the first few episodes. So I do remember some of these suits.
It wouldn't surprise me because I know that came on, at least for you guys, for Toonami at one point.
Mm-hmm.
We only got Wing, which I like. It was my first Gundam series, but
it was a lot of
has
people's
a lot
first.
Issues.
Yeah, it was pretty much Gundam's introduction to the West, like in a major way.
Oh,
and
massively.
I never watched it personally, but a lot of the Gundam products that I saw were from that line. So, and my favorite at the time was Epion. I really liked how that
looked. It's a
looked.
beauty.
Yeah, I think that was probably like the original high grade kit they made of him. That might have been one of my first. Either that or the original Wing Gundam they did.
I was all about twisting the parts out as well.
Yep, punching them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in some
I
cases,
just feel
some
shame
savage
these
cases,
days.
biting them off. Like,
Oh, whoa,
why
bite
did
them
I
out.
do that? My uncle told me to. He's like, it's fine.
Bite them out, son.
Yeah.
Use your teeth.
Man.
That's mad. Oh, that's cool. We've gotten super off topic, but it's been a fun chatting, man.
For sure,
I've,
man.
I've really enjoyed this, but I'm aware of the time. I don't want to keep you too long, so thank you very much for joining me on the show.
Hey,
Where
if you
can
wanted
people
to,
find you on the internet?
we could do this again. If you
Oh
wanted
yeah,
to.
definitely.
Yeah.
I'd really enjoy that. Yeah.
I'm available every final full week of the month. Because how my schedule works, I do toy reviews every Saturday, but the last Saturday of that month I do a Failbox stream. So I'm not working on a review for this week. It's going to be a Failbox stream.
Oh, actually, there's a question before we wrap this up. Has there ever been something you've got on the fail box that you've decided not to show because you've gone, oh no, I can't show this? Because you have had some really interesting.
Yeah,
things.
I'm trying to think of one because the ones that I've gotten they have been pretty crazy. I don't know if there's one that I decided not to. I think drawings of genitals. Yeah, drawings of genitals or like nude drawings. Yeah, there we go. Yes, I have been sent hentai before that I didn't show. I have been just porn drawings. And of course some letters that in the letter they request specifically not to be shown on camera.
Oh, that's fair. Sure.
Yeah. So but other than that, like dildos, lube, fair game, man. Fair game.
Yeah. My favorite thing that you got was the Lego version of your logo.
Yeah,
that was super cool.
It's a permanent fixture of my setup.
Was it? I can't remember. Was it glued? Was it glued together?
I don't think so. I think
Oh, no.
I think I could actually disassemble it, but I'm not gonna do that anytime soon.
No,
But
I'd just be tempted to like throw glue on it just don't fall apart, please.
But like if you look at any of my recent videos, it's always there in the background.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as that came out, I was like, damn, that's really goddamn cool.
Yeah,
That's cool. Yeah, you've got some all right people watching you, I'd say.
I do.
Got some fun people.
I've got some really nice, generous, kind people watching me, and I couldn't be happier.
That's good. It's good to hear that you are happy doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, like I said earlier, it wouldn't be healthy for you to be doing something that you didn't enjoy.
Of course not.
Which some people do that, and that's fine. But man, I feel bad for them when they do that.
For sure.
Where can people find
sure.
you on the internet, Jobby, if you want them to catch you anywhere in particular, or you want them to follow you on social media, anywhere like that?
Well, my main channel is youtube.com/Jobby the Hong. My second channel is Jobby2, which you can find through Jobby the Hong. I'm on Twitter and Facebook as @Jobby the Hong. Instagram is @Jobby the Hong official, because when I signed up for Instagram, someone had already taken Jobby the Hong. And I have a Tumblr that I don't check anymore because of the recent porn ban. It's okay. But and I do have 2 fan-created subreddits, if you guys want to
Oh wow!
chat about there. It's r Swivel here and r Jobby the Hong. So go check those out if you want to.
Oh wow, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you want to mention Patreon as well?
Oh, that's
Unless
right.
you didn't.
I did not.
Did you? Okay, yeah.
I did not.
Yeah,
You
definitely
reminded me.
I was
Yeah,
I'm
so
sure
yeah,
there's a Patreon. He
I'm
did
also
say that, didn't he? Huh?
I'm also on Patreon at Jobby the Hong. Yeah.
Cool.
What,
Yeah.
should I plug my merch as well?
I mean, if you like, yeah. I leave this section up to anyone.
That's for people who actually watch the content. So this is the gateway. If you like me anywhere on those links, then we can start talking about merch.
Yeah. Well, we may have mentioned you a few times on the podcast, so hopefully people have been slowly introduced. Hopefully,
Okay.
Not that we have a massive audience, but hopefully those at least know you.
Right.
I'm sure you're the most.
So this is something that's been built up to. I hope that I meet people's expectations.
Well, I haven't specifically gone, I've got Jabby coming on soon, because I was like, no. we'll just wait and see.
I see.
And I really do appreciate you coming on and chatting with me. It's been a lot of fun, sir.
Of course, my pleasure, man. Yeah, for sure. Again, if you want to do it again, just let me know.
Will do. So thank you everybody for listening, and we will catch you on the Moonbase 2 for another normal show. Whenever this one goes up. So thank you everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
You are now